I mean, the irony, of course, is he's never revealed, like, you know, what this song actually means, but he did reveal that he was the subject of You're So Vain.
Was that him?
No.
I was like, what? That doesn't work out.
No, it's just it's another famous thing where Carly Simon spent years being like, I'm not going to tell you what that song's about.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's like,
That's
it's fairly obvious.
I thought you'd revealed something. I was like, but the age doesn't work. Does
it? No. I was just gagging. On the whole keeping things secret from songs thing.
Oh, God.
This reminds me of, what was the guy who shows up? The show You're the Worst. And there's the guy, the musician keeps cameoing in it. It's not Dave Matthews, but it's a guy kind of like Dave Matthews. And like he keeps going on about like, oh, well, you know, if people are good and stick around for the end of the concert, maybe I'll reveal the true meaning of this song. And everyone's like, it's about abortion, right? And he's like, no.
Do you know the thing is, I know who that is because I absolutely love him because he's literally one of my favorite artists.
Oh, who was it again?
And I had considered once, like at some point, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do some more track by track stuff, and this was one person that I was going to try and cover, but it turns out he's done a lot more stuff than I expected, and I was like, oh, I'd have to really narrow it down. I'd either have to pick his solo stuff or the stuff he did with his band, or because he's done like so many collaborations with other people. It's Ben Folds.
Oh, Ben Folds. First in my head, it was Joss something. I was like, what? I could not think of who the hell it was.
Yeah, when he showed up, actually, I was like, "Oh, this is really great," because you know I just love Ben Folds so much, and yeah, like the joke about that is obviously you know there's like a Ben Folds Live, which is a play on obviously Ben Folds 5 that he did, and he did like a bunch of songs, and there's like as he gets to do the intro to Brick, he like starts doing the intro, and obviously everyone goes wild because you know it's one of their big hits, and he stops and he goes, oh, wait there, he goes, hold on a second, he goes. He goes, so this song's about abortion. It's like, oh, okay. And so he basically, like, something that had kind of been speculated for years, he's just like, yeah, it's a song about abortion. It's pretty obvious. Like, and he kind of talks about how, like, he wasn't pro or anti or it wasn't anything about that. It was just the fact that when he was in college, like, him and his college, like, girlfriend, like, you know, they went for, you know, they terminated a pregnancy, and this is, like, from his point of view, like how it felt, and that was literally all it was. It's funny that people kind of speculated for many years because it's like, you know, what is the brick and all this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like there's so many like, you know, Ben Folds when he does like his storytelling stuff, it's kind of obvious what he's telling a story about. I mean, you know, he literally has a song called Army where you know he opens up by saying, you know, I thought I'd join the army, but like I didn't. Instead, I started a band.
Telling
like,
you how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like there's no hidden meaning. Although I do love the line in Army where he says, you know, the bang broke up in May and in June reformed without me, which is like such a funny line because it's like you could just imagine that happening. You could just imagine Ben Folds being like, oh, with the Ben Folds 5, and then the rest of the band are like, oh, sorry, we don't want to be in the band anymore, and then literally like a month later they're all going, yeah, we're the, you know, not Ben Folds 5. Reforming without him, and it's yeah. But yeah, I mean, I love Ben Folds so much. He's such a. There's a thing that he did a few years ago where he's like at a concert hall, and he's got this book, and he goes to someone like in the audience, he's like, pick a page and like just pick a line from this book and we'll just write a song. He's got like a little, I think it's like a 60-piece orchestra, and he's like, we'll write a song like in the next 30 minutes about that like phrase. And it's just amazing to watch him kind of like he's sitting there in front of the piano, but he's like humming stuff, and he's like, strings play this, and he's like, woodwind do this line, and he like just plays little like motifs and just constructs an entire like song like within the space of like, you know, I think it's like 20 minutes they give him, and then he like finishes it and he's like, okay, let's play the song. And then they in front of you, and it's like, it's just to be that good. No. Although he does have this weird thing where he's always getting divorced. He's been divorced 4 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his like last solo album was particularly spiteful about his like most recent divorce. Like there's a lot, like the song "You Don't Know Me," which is like, it's like this fun kind of upbeat thing, and it's basically about how much he hates his ex-wife. And it's, once you know that and you listen to the lyrics, you're like, oh my god, this is the worst thing to be, to have like this talented songwriter literally write this most like this hateful song, but it's so upbeat. And it's just, yeah. So that's the only thing that's kind of difficult about Ben Folds, is just he keeps getting married all the time. And he recently said that he's not going to get married again. He's like Ross in Friends. That's all he is. He's in made flesh, because he just kept. It was so weird, like, you know. And the thing is as well, I think his first 3 wives all co-wrote songs on like albums with him. So they're still getting money from like, you know, royalties and stuff years down the line. But yeah, I don't know. I love Ben Folds so much. I'm not going to take much more time of this podcast talking about Ben Folds. I'll save that for a Ben Folds track by track at some point.
Hey, no, do. Feel free.